Hey guys, this is Drakkalan, bringing you another Calibria Crystal Guardians video. I was just doing some arena and thought I'd share with the team that I like to use in arena. So right now, if you look in the left side of the screen, you'll see that I'm running my Enchantress. I just got her when I was doing my Odin and Bone King summons. Didn't get the Odin and Bone King, but if you guys have seen that video, I got really lucky and got 3 Nat 5s. 3 new Nat 5s in that video. I think I had to do a conversion on 1 to get a new, but I'm almost completely maxed out on heroes and archives right now. I've still got to get one more. I think I know I'm missing Medusa and the Draconic Princess. I believe there's one more I'm missing too, but I'm like 3 units short of having all the archive rewards unlocked. I just got Eve the other day because I summoned a Dragoon. Still building the Dragoon, but definitely going to probably put him on my defense team. But anyway, this is my offense team that I like to use. Just got Una up to level 40 this week. Still working on leveling up a bunch of other units to 6 stars. I've got almost all my Nat 5s up to 6 star, but Enchantress, as you guys know, she's got a speed lead. That's what I use for my captain. I've got her skills maxed out. I knew she was a good unit, but I didn't realize just how good she is. As you can see right here, I've got a little over 100% hit on her. I want to make sure that she's stealing energy every turn she gets, and she gets as many stuns as possible. The runes I'm running her on are all counter. That way, if she does get hit and survive, because you can see she's not very tanky. She's only at a little over 24,000 HP. So she's really not going to be able to take a lot of hits, if any. But the whole point of having her is to not allow the team any moves. And the more moves we can take away from the enemy team, the better off we're going to be. I've got her on a counter set, full counter, so she counters practically every turn, or pretty close to every turn that she gets hit. I also use her in Guild War, and this actually works pretty well. And the reason this works well is it syncs with her skill 1, summon 3 Foxfires to attack an enemy. Each attack deals 125% of attack and damage. 40% chance to reduce target's energy by 25%, and if the target's energy falls below 50%, slow them for 2 turns. Obviously, she's on a counterattack set, so if they attack her, they just lost all their energy. They're definitely going to be below 50% energy, so there's a very good chance you're getting a slow on that target, and then you're taking them, even if they've built up just a little bit of energy, they're going back to 0% energy, and it just works perfectly well, right? Because if you slow them, we're just getting that many more turns on our Swift Enchantress. Right, I've got 74 speed. I'd honestly like the speed to be faster while keeping her on a counter set. So if I could, I'm going to try to get more substats. If we look at my runes real quick, the substats are not the best, but I was trying to get as much hit percent as I could. So this first rune, it's definitely got room for improvement. It's got great subs, right? Like everything you would want on this style of hero. But I would like to have a little bit of speed on there. So if I could replace one of the attack style substats with speed, that'd be nice. Skill 2 or her slot 2 rune, I've obviously done a 6-star speed rune. It's got 25% defense on it, 13% hit, 24 flat attack, and 6% crit rate. So if I get enough locks from World Boss or other rewards, I'm probably going to lock in the defense and the hit. The crit rate I don't care too much about. I'll probably leave that one unlocked. It's only 6%, just to see if I could get a speed slot or speed or HP substat for those two. If we go down to the next set, or slot 3, I've got this with hit percent built in, and then 8 speed. You can see where I rolled a lot of rolls into flat HP. I'd really prefer that to be HP percent. So this rune, it's only a 5-star. I probably won't waste the resources to try to reroll it. And the 8 speed's not bad, and she definitely needed the HP and the speed, but this could definitely be better. There's a lot of room for improvement, and it's only a 5-star rune. The slot 4 counter rune is a defense percent rune. I believe this is the only rune I had that I could slide into this slot. 8 speed, 11% hit, 6% crit rate, 6% HP, so definitely a good rune. I'm not going to get rid of this rune anytime soon. I've got other units that'll be able to use it once I can slot it out for something better. But I'll probably put HP percent in this slot, and if I could get more speed and more HP percent without losing hit percent, that'd be nice. I just want to make sure I keep her hit percent at 100%. The counter rune on slot 5, it's got 12 speed, so we've got probably 2 rolls and a speed. So I'm probably not going to replace this rune. I've had very bad luck with rolling speed runes. If we go to the slot 6, this is a hit percent rune. I'll probably keep this one in. It's a 6-star rune. I'm probably going to go ahead and take it up the rest of the way. That way I don't have to worry about so much hit percent on the substats. The 16% defense and the 4 speed are great. The 7% resistance, 7% crit damage, I'm not really worried about. Like I said, I'm not worried about her being an attacker. I would rather her have very fast runes while being on a counter set with a lot of hit percent, a lot of HP, just so she's landing her debuffs. So for skill 2, I've got Soul Steal. Unleash Flames of Foxfire to attack random enemies 6 times. Each attack deals 150% of attack and damage and has a 30% chance to steal 25% of the enemy's energy. If an enemy's energy falls below 15%, stun them for 1 turn. This goes off a lot, especially if you're selecting targets instead of running auto. You can pretty much lock down a team with this skill, and it's on a 3-turn cooldown. That having the high hit percentage, like you'd be shocked at how often this stuns the enemies and gives your team the extra turns they need to be to just wipe out. Skill 3, I use Charm. Send Hearts of Love to charm an enemy, clear their energy, stun them for 1 turn, and slow them for 3 turns. Right, so usually when we go, the Enchantress will go first, and any target I deem is going to be the problem, I'll just pop this on them. That way they can't go, they're going to be stunned, they're going to be slowed, and they have no energy. So a lot of times this will get popped on a Una or whatever their energy bar increaser is, and that stuns them, slows that entire team down. Most teams, even on defense, are usually relying on one specific hero to allow them to get turns. And once we kill them, then the rest of my team comes into play. And we'll go over that real quick too, right? So like Musashi, I like to run Hattori. Oh, of course I unequip him instead of holding down. So Hattori is a dark nat 4, and he has a great skill set. Right now I'm putting skill cats into him, even though he's a nat 4. He is an L&D nat 4. It's going to be very hard to get duplicates of him to skill him up, and if I do get a duplicate, I'm going to sanctify him. I've got him built on a counter berserk set. His substats need to be better. I got 22% crit rate on 1 rune. Like, that's amazing. I'm not going to replace this one. I've also got speed. I may lock those 3 stats in, the crit rate, attack, speed, and see if I can replace that resistance with hit percent, because he needs a lot of hit percent. Hattori is very stat hungry. Basically, you want to build him fast. You want to build him with 100% crit rate, and then you want to have as close to 60 to 80% hit percent as you can get. I've only got 36% on mine, so definitely not efficient at what I'm trying to use him for. But I also don't want him to be so non-attack oriented that he can't kill a target. So the counter set comes into effect with a skill 1, the 60% chance to poison a target for 2 turns. I believe that's going to go up to 70%. Let's see if we can look at that real quick. Alright, so it's 60% chance to poison the target for 2 turns. It's going to go up to 70. We're going to have 85% chance to poison the target for 2 turns once this is maxed out. So anytime somebody attacks him, he has a 15% chance to counter. And that poison will add up and stack. The Shadow Shuriken, that's what I use on a skill 2. Throw Toxic Shuriken at all enemies 2 times. Because I have him paired up with Succubus and Una, that means he's going to get an attack boost, plus he gets the defense boost, the energy increase. Succubus goes, drops that defense break on everybody, and she's got about 80% roughly hit, so she lands it on almost everybody every turn, or every first turn that we go. And then he just wipes them out with the skill 2, but most of the time I start off with the skill 3, but the skill 2 helps finish off any enemies, and being on Berserk, every now and then I'll pop a skill 3, and then it goes right into a skill 3, and we just instantly wipe a team in arena. So the skill 2 does more poison, but it's also got a drain effect, right? And you see that's really important on my team. I like having drain effects and energy increase, just to give us more turns and more chances to win the fight. Skill 3, this is the primary reason I use Hattori on my team. A lot of defense teams rely on their passives to win, right? That's why you see a lot of Popos, you see a lot of Dragoons. The Abyss Lord has gotten very popular because his passive basically burns the team, and he can counterattack every turn to put a burn out, and then they might have a Yaksha in there to blow those burns up. So if they get a turn, they're probably going to win because of how tanky they are. So you just have to make sure you're faster and you control the fight. So this skill attacks 6 times. Each attack deals 100% of attack and damage. First attack has an 80% chance to disable target's passive skills for 2 turns. And that's what this is all about, is disabling their passive abilities so they can't do revives, they don't get extra turns. And then attacks 2 to 6 will poison the target if they are a critical strike. This skill still has 2 more skill ups that go into it. We're just going to get more damage and then reduce cooldown by 1 turn. That 15% damage is going to be nice because every now and then somebody will live through this, even if they have defense break, and I have attack up, just because my substats aren't high enough on my runes. But again, he's mainly there for that 80% chance to disable a target's passive skills. He's also got a speed lead, but because I have Enchantress, her speed lead's a little bit stronger, so I use her instead. And speed wins in arena. So we'll look at my Succubus's stats real quick. Right, so skill 1, Charmed Whip. Each attack deals 180% of attack and damage and has an 80% chance to sleep the target for 1 turn. You can see her runes definitely need some more work. So I've got a lot of improvements I need to do. I'm just waiting for the tier 11, tier 12 dungeons to come out so I can start farming again. I just didn't have any luck with C10. So once we get the higher tier dungeons with the better drop rates, then I'll jump back in there. For now, I'm just farming lair. But this first skill is nice because it lands that sleep very often with that 80%. And like I said, she's actually got over 100% hit percent. So that's 2 units with over 100%. I've got her with plus 81 speed. I'd like her to be faster too. And when we get to my Una, you'll see why. So Dance of Terror summons souls to attack all enemies 3 times. Each attack deals 70% of attack and damage, with a 30% chance to dispel enemies' buffs and affect targets with HP regen lock for 2 turns. So this is the dispel and the HP regen lock. That's useful when you're fighting very tanky teams in Arena and Guild War. A lot of times, some units are very fast, especially if you fight like a whale or somebody that just got really lucky on substats. And even with all my controls, they might get their Celine or their Windwalker, maybe their Druid gets a skill out. And my team's so squishy that we can't really live through a bunch of attacks. This will save us quite often from dying to counter attacks. Charm Wings, spread Charmed Wings to reduce all enemies' defense for 3 turns, increase allies' attack for 3 turns, and grant immunity to self for 1 turn. So the only useful thing from this is the defense break, because I've got Una that's already doing the attack buff. But the defense break is definitely what I need. And I thought about running Cerberus here, but he would just do a single target defense break, and I'm trying to wipe out the entire team. And like I said, they're so squishy, she's only got an extra 5,000 HP. So if any of these guys get hit, they die. So it's just nice to make sure you get a defense break on everybody before they wipe. Because Hattori's a dark unit, he usually doesn't get targeted first. Typically they have, because I have a lawful, chaotic, and evil, they'll target one of those 3, and that gives Hattori more chances to fight the enemy team as the DD before he goes down. Now if we look at Una, again, her skill 2, you'll see some more energy reduction. So she can reduce the target's energy by 50% and slow them for 2 turns. And that saves us, again, from allowing the enemy to have any turns. I don't have her fully skilled up yet. She's a 4-star, so I'm not going to waste any skill cats on her. Her runes are pretty trash. She's only got plus 99 speed. I just don't have any good speed substats. And I'm trying to run her on Agile Conflict. Obviously, if I get good enough Conflict runes, I would just put all Conflict. But it's hard to compete with the Agile boost. Like this slot 1 rune has no speed subs, so it needs to get replaced, but I don't have anything to put in there yet. The slot 6 rune, I'm sorry, the slot 4 rune, 8 speed. Other than that, it's useless. I've only took it up to plus 6 because it was a rare rune. It didn't roll. It rolled into speed once, and then it rolled into defense once. But I didn't have any rune that was better. I'm not going to invest any more into this rune. It's just not a good rune. The slot 5 rune, I got 9 speed, so I got 1 roll into speed, 1 roll into attack, and 1 roll into defense, it looks like. The only reason I'm using this rune again, it's got 9 speed, which is not very high. You see most people running runes with 14 to 19 speed as a substat, so I can't even compete yet. And then if we come up to the slot 6 rune, I've took it up plus 9, and it's only got an 8 speed substat. So tons of room for improvement on her. The conflict runes, 6 speed, and then slot 2 is a 6-star speed rune that's maxed out. But plus 99 speed's not enough. You need to have like 131 or more bonus speed, right? You're trying to break into 200 plus. We're barely touching 200. And her hit percent, like if it was a perfect build, I would have her over 200 speed as high as possible, you know, with all plus 14 to plus 19 speed substats, and then I would have her hit percent pretty high so that if a unit looks like it's about to move, she's probably already lapped them, and she can pop them with that skill 2, 50% energy down, and then that buys us more turns to wipe out the enemy team. Blessing Spirit, her skill 3, this is why you want her to go first. It's going to increase all allies' attack and defense for 2 turns and restore 20% of their energy. So she's going to increase everybody's attack turn while boosting their attack abilities, and very important to have that on your team so you can outlap somebody. So this team, the Flame Spirit, if she gets a turn, she's going to wipe us. The Bone King, if he gets a turn, he'll wipe us. And the Fallen Angel is just there to make our life miserable, as well as the Selene. I'm not sure if we can beat this team with this, especially with that resistance plus 41%, but I wanted to try it out just to see. I haven't fought a Bone King yet, but on this team I'm probably going to take out the Flame Spirit first, just because she can wipe everybody. The Bone King, he's just going to focus on one target. I can't remember if he's got an AoE skill or not. While live, all allies attacks have a 70% chance to deal more damage. Alright, so he's going to be tough to deal with if we don't kill everything. He can stun us and get an additional attack, but he doesn't have any AoE abilities, so that's going to work out well in our benefit. That means we can wipe out the Flame Spirit, we can go for the Bone King after that, and then we'll probably take out the Fallen Angel once we take out the two primary DPS. Fallen Angels, just like Hattori, very stat hungry. I've got one, but I don't have the substats to make him worthwhile. So we're going to kind of see what we can do with him. His passive is usually what makes him difficult. Reflect 90% of damage at the attacker, ignores defense. Yeah, so that's... we have to take him down first so that our Hattori doesn't die. But then that leaves the Flame Spirit alive. Basically, we need to deal no damage to that Fallen Angel until we get Hattori's S3 back up. So we'll kill that Flame Spirit first because we know she's going to wipe us. Roll into the Bone Spirit. Maybe fight Selene for a second just to give the S3 time to build back up, and then we'll hit the Fallen Angel once we get our S3 back. Hopefully we get some Berserk procs, otherwise we might die. Because that reflect damage and Hattori's skill 2 that does AoE, we'll probably have to try to avoid using that. But let's see how it goes. If you guys like Arena and Guild War content, that's probably what I'm going to start trying to do more of. I'll probably try to keep it to a 10-minute length after this. I just wanted to do a really solid breakdown of my team. So we definitely outsped them, even with my bad speedruns. So we'll just go ahead and slow down the Flame Spirit to make sure she doesn't get a turn, so that we can wipe her out. So you can see she slowed 3 turns and stunned. Now we'll go to Una, we'll pop her skill 3. Everybody gets an attack, defense boost, energy boost. You see that my Enchantress is already starting to catch up to the Bone King and the Flame Spirit. We are going to do the AoE defense break off the Succubus. Alright, we didn't get a defense break on the Flame Spirit, which kind of sucks. I'm really leaning towards killing the Bone King because we got this stun off on the Flame Spirit. If we go ahead and kill that Bone King, I'm trying to think, because we could attack the Fallen Angel too. He's going to get a turn. Hopefully he's not beefy enough to kill us. So we'll go straight for the Bone King. Alright, so that was the right choice to make. Now we're going to focus down on that Flame Spirit. We'll steal some more of her energy. The reflect damage definitely hit the Enchantress a little bit. Trying to see, we'll keep the Selene's energy down as much as we can and slowed. I guess we can just go ahead and attack all enemies with our Succubus. That might kill the Selene. Bring the Fallen Angel down just a little bit more. We're kind of playing it risky with this Fire Spirit, but she's so slow we can just keep passing her. Alright, so I was about to use my skill 2, but I really don't want to attack everybody with this reflect damage coming off of Fallen Angel. He might kill the Hattori. Super squishy team, so maybe not the best example. It had the potential to wipe us, but I guess they just don't have the rune quality. More of a bluff. Alright, some of these battles I was skipping because I don't know if I can win. Like this one, very difficult to beat a team that's got Medusa. Usually people just build her extremely fast. She's got 170 speed. I don't know if we could keep up with her. And I try to avoid teams with Medusa if she's fast enough, and that's pretty much all people build her for when they use her in Guild War and Arena defense. If she goes first, your team's going to die. The reason we might be able to beat this team is they don't have any solid DPS units, so they would lock us down for a little while with her S3. But if this is the Abyss Lord is their only DPS, with his counterattack and his burns, we could probably win. We just need to avoid hitting the golem so that he doesn't put his shield up on everybody. So let's give it a shot and see. Hopefully we don't get beat. Alright, so you can definitely see the Selene's the fastest unit. The Medusa is almost on par with the Selene. We beat them, but just barely. So Selene's probably going to get off her resist crit rate debuff, which is fine. We can work around that. The biggest thing we have to do is try to avoid hitting that golem. And now that I'm thinking about it, this is probably a bad turn of events. If we can't burn down that Medusa fast enough with that resist crit buff and the Selene being quick on the heals, we'll probably die to the flames from the Abyss Lord, or the Golem Shield will keep us from doing enough damage since we have multiple AoE attacks. So for now, let's just go ahead and charm the Medusa. Boost up everybody's attack and defense. I don't think this does any... Yeah, okay, this doesn't do any damage, so they shouldn't get a buff from the Golem. But they resist everything, which is difficult. So that Golem is going to have tons of HP. I doubt we could just wipe him out in one go. So let's see if we can't just burn down the Medusa. And the Selene, you can see she's already starting to build up another turn. Medusa's stunned, so we can let that kind of roll through for a second. Try and take her away, her ability to heal. Of course, we hit the Golem. Huh, that's weird, his passive didn't go off. Let's go ahead and steal some more energy. So we can attack all enemies. I wonder if his passive only goes off if it's a crit strike, I can't remember. We can dispel the buffs, so let's dispel this Medusa's buffs. No go, even with over 100%. We're just going to keep focusing her down. Hopefully the poison kills her when the stun wears off. So we'll let her take that turn. We're going to burn the Selene down so that she can't try to heal. Alright, I guess we'll go ahead and focus down the Golem. My Enchantress, I'll start focusing on that Demon Lord. Make sure he doesn't get any more turns. The problem is his passive might go off and start burning everybody. Getting some weird lag. We'll avoid using skill 2 so we don't set off the Demon Lord or Abyss Lord. Alright, now we just have to deal with the Demon Lord. Hopefully the S3 is going to be up soon. We have to survive one more turn. Yeah, it's going to be close. He might kill us with that counter attack. Oh, got the stuns. That's perfect. We'll save that S3. We don't need it right now. Defense break is back up. Alright, we've got defense break on both. And now we can use Lunar Guillotine to break down the Abyss Lord. And we'll just auto the rest of it. So you can see how we almost lost that just because of how squishy we are. It's hard to deal with these tanky teams sometimes. But because they couldn't get any turns thanks to the Enchantress and Una, we were able to win. So the video's gotten kind of long. I'll leave it off there. I just wanted to let you guys know what I'm working with and how it works in Arena. I haven't really climbed too high. If you guys are curious, I've only recently started to focus on Arena because I didn't know about these totems. I'm an idiot, I know. I have no idea how I missed this, but I've only recently started building up my totems. So if you guys have done the same thing, let me know in the comments below. It's several things I missed. Like I missed that. It took me a long time also on World Boss to figure out right here in the left hand corner above this best damage done in a day, there is a collect button. And when you do that collections button, that's what allows you to have more chances to battle throughout the day. So for the longest time, I've only been doing the 2 fights per day. It was a lot of rewards I've missed out on since I've been playing since day 1. I've also got some runes. I haven't really focused on World Boss at all. So once I do my battle today, before I do the battle, I'll do the first one, and I'll pay attention to what units it's putting in there. And then I'm going to go see if I can't increase their rune status. There's no reason I shouldn't have the max damage yet. As you can see, my ranking isn't that high. It's easy just to look at the guild war or the rewards. Right, so I'm proficient, 2-star, but I'd prefer to be up in masters, especially to get these extra locks for rerolling runes. Not sure if I'm good enough to get that high, but we're gonna try. Just need like 6 million damage. Shouldn't be that hard. And we're gonna be putting some serious focus on that. I haven't done my Inferno Legion yet this week, so I need to get that done. It's gonna reset in a couple of days. I don't think I've finished Vapor yet this week. Yep. So I need to finish this up as well. It resets in 7 days. I haven't even started on hard. So, ton of stuff I need to be doing, and I need the crystals pretty badly, so we'll probably knock that out. Spire, I still haven't climbed Spire yet. I know a lot of people have been working on it, and I could use these crystal rewards as well, and the quartz. Trying to think if there's anything else we need to go over. I have been running a lot of lair and doing a bunch of farming here with the Archmage team. And I haven't been farming just evil, even though I need conflict runes. I've been farming some chaotic and lawful just so I can increase the rune substats with the quartz on a couple of my decent berserk runes. But that's pretty much it. Really just wanted to cover the arena. I don't think I have any summons I can do. We got one. Come on, Bone King. And I was going to do an account review, or not an account review, but a state of the account update. But I figured this covers it pretty well. If we look at my heroes in the archives, and then we'll go over to archive rewards. As you guys can see, I got Eve. I'm working on her right now. I don't have the runes to put on her, but I am leveling her up. We still need 2 more for Zeus, and still need 1 more for Asura. And Zeus, like, honestly, I don't care too much about the Draconian Princess. I know she's good for several different aspects of the game, but I really want Medusa. She's been eluding me this entire time. And Zeus himself would be really nice to have. Other than that, guys, I think on 6 stars we're up to 32. Yeah, we're getting close to finishing this growth plan. We just need another 7 6 stars. I've been making about 1 a day when I do farm. The issue I'm about to run into, that I ran into about 2 weeks ago, I'm almost out of fodder to summon. And I'm saving my Void Summon Stones from Vapor for next week when Medusa's available. So maybe we'll get lucky and pull her, and then we'll have Medusa. Really need that Draconian Princess too, but I don't want to waste it for this. Having a second Archmage wouldn't be too bad. I'd like to do a Sanctify on mine and give him Thornwall. I think it's called Thornwall, but I guess I've talked long enough. If you guys have anything you want to request on videos, leave it in the comments below. If you see anything I'm doing wrong with my arena team, hit me up and tell me what I can do better. I'm definitely learning as I go, but for now it's been working, and I am climbing slowly but surely. I think that's what I meant to show you guys and I didn't. So we'll just go to weekly rewards. Like I said, I haven't focused on arena at all, so I'm only in Challenger. I was at like Challenger 1 because all I was doing every day was the 10-person duel, and then I would kind of fight maybe once or twice more depending on what I built up, but I wasn't focused on arena at all. So we're going to see if we can't get up to Conqueror and then maybe pass into Guardian. Not sure if I'm good enough or not, but we'll find out here in the next couple of weeks as I keep pushing. Same thing with Apex. I haven't done a lot with Apex. You can see I've got 10 tokens built up. My team, where's it at? So this is what I've got built out so far. Hopefully you guys don't just farm me. So I got 1 speed team in there. I've got 1 HP base team, and then kind of a random team just to see how it performs. Defense has actually been winning a bit, and I haven't done a lot with the offense on it. It's been a couple of days since I tried, so let's see if we can't win 10 battles real quick. I don't really put any thought into this. I just kind of click next, and we usually end up winning. So I'll try to do another video on Apex, I guess, down the road, once I really look into it and see what the requirements are to win them. Best thing I can say about the defense side, just put in your best rune monsters. Alright, so we lost to that one. No surprise there. Go to the last team. Refresh, get 2 more battles. Alright. I think what determines your defense winning and your offense winning, not so much team comp as it is skill ups and rune quality. So we're up to 110 points. I don't think it's enough to buy the essence I need. Yeah, I'm saving up for the light and dark essence just so I can convert any L&D heroes I have. Try and fill out that roster a little bit better. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope you have a good one.